Hello everyone, Jeremy here, and today I'm going to show you the new Breeding Grounds event that's going on right now in the PlayStation 4 version of Warframe. And I'm also going to try to make it clear about how Breeding Grounds work and how you can get the maximum number of points to get the rewards that Breeding Grounds offers. And if you are going to play this or are playing this on the Xbox One version when it comes out on September 2nd, chances are you're probably going to get the Breeding Grounds event as well, and you can use this video as a little guide as well. So before I start going into Breeding Grounds and taking a look at the actual level, let's take a look at some of the things that you can earn. There are 3 different rewards that you can get, and the first one is a badge that my Valkyr is wearing right now on her left arm, and this badge just signifies that you took part in the event. You were a participant. You need 6 points in order to get this badge, and it's really easy to get. But what you really actually want from playing Breeding Grounds are the 4 mods and the special weapon for getting 17 and 47 or 48 points for participating. So here are the mods that you can get if you get 17 points in a single run. It's Volcanic Edge, which is a dual stat fire mod that at its base gives you 15% extra fire damage and a 15% status chance, which level all the way up will be 60% extra fire damage and 60% status chance. And you also get this for your pistol, which is called Scorch. You get thermite rounds for your rifle, and you get Scattering Inferno for your shotgun. So these can be some very useful mods, especially if the weapon that you're using has a high status chance already. This will really help you to get those extra effects and get that extra damage. And the special weapon that you can get if you score 48 points is the Prova Vandal, which is a melee based electric weapon that uses machete stance mod. So it's handled as a machete. And in order to do that, you have to score a certain amount of points inside of Breeding Grounds. So let's take a look at my profile here. I'm going to go over to my stats. And if you look under operation scores where it says Breeding Grounds, you see I have 2 sets of points. One is 50 and the other one is 640 in parentheses. So what this means is that the 50 is the maximum number of points that I scored in a single run, and 640 is my total amount of points. So the total amount of points do not determine whether or not you get a reward. It's the single run points that's going to determine what reward that you get. And every time you play Breeding Grounds, that second number, the number in parentheses, that's going to continue to go up. And that's going to determine how difficult the run is going to be. Every time you play, it's going to get a little bit more difficult. And in order to get the most points possible, you need to have a pretty high total score. And if you're playing with other people, they also have to have a pretty high score, because what happens is the game takes into consideration the points for everyone in your party. And if you have really high points, but your squad has low points, it's going to average those out and it's going to come up with a difficulty that's not as high as you could possibly get it. But if you ran it by yourself when you have a high number of total points, it'll be a lot more difficult for you, but you'll get more points in a total run. So it's recommended that if you do this with people, that you stick with the same group for as long as you can, because you guys will basically be leveling together, and you'll be equally contributing to the overall difficulty of the stage. So let's just jump into a random Breeding Grounds match right now. It's located on Eris, and we're just going to jump into a public match here. So the idea behind Breeding Grounds is it's an infestation based mission. And what happens is there are these hives that you have to destroy, and these hives are connected to tumors. The hives are invulnerable, so you have to destroy 5 tumors that are connected to it in order to make it vulnerable. Now, depending on the amount of points that you and your squad has, when you destroy the hive, it will set off a certain effect, a negative effect that will impact the rest of the game. It could be low gravity. It can be these poisonous gas clouds. It could initiate lasers, or it can put out these magnetic clouds, basically. And these magnetic clouds will strip you of your shields and take your energy if you run into them. And depending on how high the level of difficulty is, determines which negative effect that you're going to get. So let's just run through this as fast as we can. So we're just running through here.
Do you think you're winning? You can't cut my hives down faster.
And as soon as they open up this door, here we go. So it's completely filled with infested. And right now we are looking for the hive. That little triangle or arrow right there. It's where we're running towards. And the infested are just going to keep coming. They're not going to stop. So for a match like this, I'm using the Soma, and this is what I would want to use because everything is moving just so fast. So I want to be able to just spray. Okay, so we're coming up on the hive. Now here's a tumor right there, and I'm shooting it and I blew it up. In order to find the tumors, you see that there's this yellow light that's circling around it. You want to look for those two streaks of yellow light. And when you see that, just follow it and it will lead you right to the tumor. There's 4 out of 5 that we have right now. And as soon as we find the last one, the hive will actually become vulnerable. See, right now it's invulnerable. We cannot hurt it. So we have to find that other. Now it's vulnerable. So we can shoot it and the hive is destroyed now. Okay, so now we have magnetic disturbances, which means if I run into these magnetic clouds, I'm going to lose my shields and I'm going to lose my energy. So now we have to find another one. We're all running towards. See, I can't run through. Look what happens when I run through this. See, that's bad. You don't want to do that. Now, that might not be the effect that you get. You might get a totally different effect. It all depends on the total difficulty, which takes into consideration everyone that's in your group. Okay, so you see right there, those streaks. I'm just looking at those and following them. There's another one right there. All right, we got that tumor. Oh, someone's down. Have to go help them out. If I can get up here. Oh, he's way back here. Alright, let's help him up. Oh, we got another teammate that's down. And I'm also playing as Valkyrie because she has a lot of armor, so she can take a lot of damage and she won't die as quickly as other Warframes. So I'm gonna try to get up here, and this this map is not very. There's a lot of weird jumps and a lot of kind of dead ends that you run into. Well, everyone is down. Okay, if we can get ourselves back on track. Okay, there's another tumor right there. Alright, one of our people destroyed it. Now we have to destroy the hive. The hive is down. Now what do we get? Okay, so now our shields are weakened because the temperature is dropped. So we gotta destroy one more hive. And I don't really, I don't want to mess around. I just want to hurry up, get through this as fast as I can, as fast as we can.
The bypass is done. Go.
What I've kind of learned is if you get the frozen temperatures and the magnetic clouds and the poison clouds, that usually means that you're at a higher level. But if you get low gravity and lasers, that typically means a lower level, and you won't get as many points for destroying the hives and the tumors. All right, how many do we have? We got 5 out of 5. All right, so once you destroy all the hives, you've got to get to extraction. So we got toxins, low shields, and magnetic. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That means that the total amount of points that we have is high enough to get us some pretty decent amount of points. See, I'm just running through all the bad stuff. You don't want to do that. But I think I'm going to be okay. Oh, someone's down. Wonder if I can get to them. Now they're being helped up. Oh no! Alright, I'm just gonna keep on going here. Taking some shortcuts here and there. We gotta go down now. I didn't keep track of how many total points I had before, so I won't exactly be sure how many points I actually earned from this. Alright, let's go. And, you know, what I did in order to earn these prizes, you know, I ran quite a few of these by myself. And I also ran quite a few with a team. And once I got to maybe about close to 500 or so points, I did it again by myself. And I had quite a hard time, but when I was done, I got a high score of 50. But no matter how you do this, you do have to play a lot of times. That's the only way that you're going to raise your total points, which determines your the difficulty. Alright, so we're trying to get out of here. It's taking a little while. And if everything looks kind of brown, you know, that's just typical Warframe. You know, sometimes the colors are off. Sometimes it's a lot more colorful than this. It makes it easier to spot those tumors. Alright, so now we've made it to the end. And we're being followed. And hopefully our other team member will get here within 47 seconds. So these runs, once you understand what you're doing, they don't last all that long. And if you have a little bit of trouble spotting the tumors, you can just look for those swirling lights, like I said. But another thing that you could do is take out your codex scanner, and you'll be able to spot them through walls if you use your codex scanner. But I just find it easier to look for the lights. So once you're done, a lot of groups tend to stay together so they can keep on running so that they can maximize their chances of getting a lot of points. But I am going to leave this group. I am sorry. And I'm going to see if I manage to get a new high score.
Tenno, this is an important discovery. A Warframe design that was thought lost. Have artists construct that blueprint. It could give us a clue of where the next memory is hidden.
Okay, so I still have 50 points, so I did not beat the score that, my maximum score. But I do now have 678 total points in Breeding Grounds. I don't remember how many points I had before, but if we just go back and do the math, that will show you how many points I got for that particular run. So that's how Breeding Grounds works. If you are stuck on like 6 points or you're stuck on 10 points, what you have to do is just keep running it and keep increasing your total score. And the more that you do that, the more difficult it's going to be. And you can tell how difficult it's getting once you start getting the negative effects for the poison clouds, the negative effects for the magnetic clouds. Those are really the worst that you can get. If you're still getting gravity and if you're still getting lasers, to me, that means that you just got to keep on going, keep on trying. And if you don't want to do it solo and you want to run with the group, hopefully you got a clan or something, or some friends that will run it with you for an extended period of time, or just hope that a public group sticks together. But just know, if you run a risk, if you get a bunch of random people, sometimes there might be someone in there whose score is quite low and they will drag everyone else down with them. So that's how Breeding Grounds works. I hope that I cleared it up and made it easier to understand. But yeah, if you got some questions or whatnot, just leave a comment and we'll try to respond to it if I know the answer. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I will talk to you later.